What's good, you guys? Elite Live Streams. We back with another one. How you guys doing out there? And welcome to another Elite Live Stream. I hope you guys are doing well. It's been a great week for me, working, staying busy, making sure I do what I do. But as I was taking my time to, focus and get some things in order, obviously a lot has been happening. And I wanted to kind of start this new series, if you will, a new series. We're going to call this Do You See What I See? And kind of the idea behind this was I see a lot of stuff, through my own, journeys and studying and kind of, putting together a lot of these stories that I talk about on here. And sometimes I put together a lot of, dots, a lot of dots start connecting. And I start to kind of get into this spot where I'm like, I wonder if anybody else sees what I'm seeing, and I wonder if anybody else is out there who thinks the way that I'm thinking and who's kind of on the same path and understanding that I'm on. And so, yeah, it kind of led me to this where it's like, I want to start doing this series where we're focusing on things that kind of are starting to make sense, things that are starting to kind of fall into place, if you will. And this series will be based on these type of things. Do you see what I see? And I wanted to use that term to kind of platform a lot of the, like I said, the dots that are connecting for me as I'm doing my own research, as I'm putting together these stories for you guys. And it kind of just all came together. And I was like, yeah, that's the new series. The new series is Do You See What I See? And it's going to be based a little bit in conspiracy theories. It's going to be based in a little bit of reality. It's going to be based in a lot of things that, in my opinion, I see on the daily, and I hope that you guys see them too. And that's why I wanted to use my platform to kind of build that bridge between the things that I see and helping you guys see them as well. And maybe we can connect on that same path that I'm on, right? So I put together this thumbnail, right? As you see, we got our president as well with Benjamin Netanyahu, who are currently in a conflict. They like to call it a conflict, but we already know it's a full-blown war that we're in right now. And also added the Iranian leader who has now been unalived, right, throughout this entire conflict, right? As well, at the bottom, you'll see a few people who a lot of people have been talking about lately, right? Kanye West, Rowan Martin, obviously Poetic Flacco. We got the Gucci Mane and also the Pooh Shiesty controversy that is literally taken over the internet, and on all content creators in this space have been talking about this. And I just felt like it was important for me to bring this up in conjunction to what distraction tactics are being used currently, and as well how the Black grassroots media plays a huge part in this, right? We've seen at least these last couple of weeks and these last couple of days where these type of stories have been pushed to the forefront, right? They've been pushed in front of us, right? We cannot escape these stories. And I find it very, very interesting that these things are all happening at the same time. Hey, salute to Torian. What up, bro? Thank you for pulling up, my friend. Salute to Sydney Minty Gaming. A whole lot of distractions indeed. Yeah, man. And we're going to talk about that because the thing that I've noticed, at least, right, in my estimation, and like I said, I take a lot of time putting together these stories and these live streams because I like to do research and make sure that I can bring it to you guys from like a very articulate level. And then as well, we can get a little bit deeper, right? We can go a little bit further. And so what I've noticed, at least, and like, you know, like Sydney mentions, is there's a lot of distraction tactics that are being used right now. And specifically, like I mentioned, that's why I added these guys here to the thumbnail, because these people specifically on that bottom row, in my opinion, are a part of what I like to describe as the distraction tactics that are being used overtly and directly to distract on what foundational Black Americans have to focus on, right? Very, very particular conversations that all these specific characters are used to infiltrate into, like I said, the Black grassroots to be able to distract us from what's really going on. And as you see, I added what's really going on in the background, right? You got the A bomb, because I don't even know if I could say that, but you got the A bomb in the back with the three men who are a part of what the huge conflict that is being completely ignored and not at the same time being overlooked, right? And so my whole thought process as I was putting together, you can't even make this up, is the fact that these stories are all developing, right? So there's so much stuff that is being layered on top of these stories that we are already talking about, right? So let's start at the top, right? Let's start with, like I said, well, we got these guys right here. Let's start with the dudes in the back who are actually the ones who everybody needs to be focused on. Everybody needs to be paying particular attention to what Benjamin Netanyahu and Donald Trump are currently doing right now in Iran, and as well, like we just mentioned, in Lebanon, which they're not talking about, okay? This is all going right under the radar, right? So let me bring up Exhibit A, okay? So like I said, this series, do you see what I see? This is all based in me bringing information to you guys, and as I'm connecting the dots, do you guys see as well as I see, right? It is crazy, man, because it's pretty obvious. Yeah, you're right, Sydney, you're right, man. Let me bring this down so that I could bring your comment up. Bottom row are very obvious distractions. Seeing Flacco makes my eyes itch. Yeah, man, and listen, this guy, you know, I don't want to spend the whole stream talking about him because in my estimation, he's a very small part in this entire, you know, web that I'm going to show for you guys today. But he is an integral part because of what he does to antagonize and to draw attention to whatever BS that he's on, right? And he be on a lot of BS. It's very obvious that he be on a lot of BS, but our goal here is to bring it to the bigger picture, right? So let me start here, all right? So let me bring this up for you guys. Let me bring that down, and then let me bring this up, okay? So this is your buddy, DJ T, right? And today, of all days, right, he comes out attacking the influencers or podcasters, you know, some of these people would be considered journalists that, in my estimation, have had his back the entire time up until as of late, where we've seen, like I mentioned, the conflict that has torn this country apart. And I'm being honest with you, this is the first time in a very long time that I've seen our country all on one accord, understanding what's really happening right now. And what's really happening right now is Donald Trump being used by Benjamin Netanyahu to do the dirty work that they needed the backing to be able to fulfill. Okay, so let's read his message that he has, right? He says, I know why Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones have been fighting me for years, especially by the fact that they think it is wonderful for Iran and the #1 state sponsor of terror to have nuclear weapons. Okay, so let's start there, right? The overall understanding that these people are using this rhetoric of terror and these weapons of mass destruction, right? Doesn't that sound quite familiar? Weapons of mass destruction and all this stuff that's happening. They got weapons that's gonna nuke us. They got nukes, y'all. Meanwhile, the country that they are aligned with, okay, also has nukes. But we don't want to talk about them, right? Because I'm gonna be real with you, man. There's been a lot of weird stuff going on my channel, a lot of weird stuff that YouTube has been sending me overtly. So I have to be very careful now. I really have to move differently in how I share a lot of this information because they're watching. We'll just say that, okay? All right. So because they have one thing in common, low IQs, they are stupid people. They know it, their families know it, and everyone else knows it too. All right. Now, in the past, all these people that he's mentioned, he's talked about how intelligent they were, the great work that they were doing, all this stuff. Now, since they are speaking out specifically against the countries that he's aligned with, all right, now all of a sudden they're low IQ and that they don't know what they're talking about, et cetera, right? They look stupid to their families, all this stuff, right? They don't have what it takes. They never did. They'll never be thrown off of television, lost their shows, aren't even invited on television because nobody cares about them. They're nut jobs, troublemakers, and will say anything necessary for some free and cheap publicity. Now they think they get some clicks because they have third-rate podcasts, but nobody talks about them. All right. So how interesting is that, right? How interesting is it that the propaganda that he was actually benefiting from has now turned against him based on his alignment with those people, and it's not real. Okay. So that now, like I said, is an integral part in the distraction tactics that he has partaken in from those specific people. Okay. Those specific people helped and aligned him with the distraction tactics that he currently is running, right? So let me read you guys some notes about distraction tactics, okay? Let's talk about it because it needs to be read right here on Elite Media, and I'm gonna make sure that I bring it to you guys, all right? So the federal government distraction tactics involve deliberately shifting public attention away from scandals, unpopular policies, or failure to use coordinated chaos, social media, and sensationalism. These strategies, often labeled as flooding the zones, including using culture wars, unexpected announcements, and personal attacks to keep the public and media focused on controversies rather than substantive issues. Okay, what did I just mention, right? We just talked about the fact that Donald Trump is using, okay, he was a recipient of the distraction tactics of those specific people that he just mentioned himself, right? To be able to shift, right, everyone's focus from what we would normally look for, which they're talking about substantive issues like what do we have going on right now? High gas prices. I talked about that on my channel right here. Okay. What else are we talking about? We're also talking about the fact that the cost of living is insane. Grocery prices are out of the roof. People cannot get jobs. Okay. All these things are cognitive connections to what the rhetoric that he was pushing, talking about making America great again. And you always have to ask that question. How is America great again when we are literally staring in the face of one of the biggest financial crises that we have ever seen? Okay. And not only that, the fact that they are able and willing to ignore it, to use the distraction tactics to keep all the people away from seeing the truth. All right. We are all living in reality, right? Regardless of what I do on the internet here, talking to y'all, we all have to go outside and live real lives. So there is no way that any of these people have these slogans like my brother Torian just said, yet we are living in a reality where our country is literally on the last leg. Okay, it's over. All right, whatever they thought is done. Make America Great Again as a slogan was created by Reagan. Facts, bro. Facts. And yet we have these people who truly believe this. All right. So look, we already talked about Trump, outing his base. Okay. These people who are all mentioned in this little tweet are his base. These are the people who stuck up for him. I keep my foot on Candace Owens' neck. All right. Alex Jones, Megyn Kelly, all of them, Tucker Carlson, they're all cooked. Okay. All of them, because of what they did and the way that they aligned themselves. And this is what I always like to say. Make sure you're on the right side of history, because the tables turn. All right. And eventually what happens is you all end up looking stupid because of the things that you guys chose to align, because you are bootlegs. All right. So look, Donald Trump's talking about, there was a ceasefire and there was no war and everything's going great, man. We're demolishing them. Meanwhile, let's take a trip. All right. Let's take a trip to Beirut, Lebanon. Let's see what's going on over there, guys. Let's take a trip. Let's go over to Beirut and see what's going on. This is after the ceasefire. Okay. This was when he said the ceasefire was over. This is what's going on in Beirut, Lebanon right now. Okay. Elite media exclusive. All right. This is what's happening in Lebanon right now, y'all. Right now. And this is supposed to be a ceasefire. What a liar, right? What a way to use the distraction tactics to take off the attention of what's actually going on. And that's why he had to make that tweet, because so many of his influencers who were on his side just pointed out what I just showed you guys right now. All right. Whatever they said is going on, they are lying to you. All right. It's getting messy. You're right, Sydney. It's getting messy. It's getting real messy out here. And the fact of the matter is, it is my responsibility as somebody who has a platform. It may be a small one, but I have a platform over here. It is my responsibility to keep you guys focused and to make sure that you guys are paying attention to the distraction tactics that are happening right now in real time. Okay. And the fact of the matter is, the only people who are truly holding these people accountable is the grassroots black media. It's just us, y'all. We're the only ones who are pointing out these type of things, who are pointing out the hypocrisies, who are pointing out the lies. And mind you, we're doing it at the expense of our own channels. Okay. Channels are getting demonetized every single day. Channels are getting blacklisted and they're getting shadow banned because they're spreading the truth. Okay, getting warnings about certain videos and content, specifically reused content. Meanwhile, you have channels with millions of followers who are able to do all of these reaction videos and they never receive that same oversight. Okay, you got to make sure that you stay focused when it comes to these type of things, because we understand how a lot of these people are used as puppets to be able to cover up for what's really going on behind the scenes. Okay, it's bigger than just us right here on social media. All right, there's a lot going on, and it's been talking about for a very long time, man. Salute. Yeah, Sydney, see with eyes unclouded. Facts, bro. That is what I'm here to do. My goal is to at least try my best to wake people up to the bull that is going on right now. So as I move you guys down, right, we're building the web of do you see what I see, right? We're building it. Salute, V. Thank you for pulling up. Appreciate you, bro. So look, we're building the web. We're building it. We're putting it together, okay? So like I said, do you see what I see in comparison to what? The distraction tactics. So let's talk about it. Let's go. Let me bring something else up for y'all so that we can stay on code.
I told you a little while ago, these
all right?
That they...
So let's bring up an excerpt here that I have from Brother Malcolm X, okay? This is an excerpt from one of his interviews, okay, where he specifically talks about how a lot of these celebrities and a lot of these people who are in the media are used as attack dogs against their own people. All right. So listen up. I want you guys to listen to this. Listen clearly. OK.
I just told you a little while ago, these leaders that they call leaders. This included Lena Horne. This included Dick Gregory. And this included comedians, comics, trumpet players, baseball players. Show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader. Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader. These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns that have been set up over the white community and over the black community by the white community and have been made celebrities and usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear.
Did you guys hear that? Did you guys catch that? Do you understand where we're going with this? Okay, I had to start with the framework. Okay, the framework is the real people, the black hand, the ones behind the veil, okay, who are controlling all of these entertainers, sports athletes, etc., influencers, social media. Okay, they are being used as pawns to be able to control the masses and the minds of the youth and people who don't know any better to see what's really going on. Salute, Sydney, brother. I was watching Malcolm this morning. Yeah, bro, I got to make sure that I stay on code with the core, the real feelings, the real heart of who we are as foundational Black Americans, and the rhetoric that constantly is being infiltrated into our community as we're raising our consciousness. Okay, the consciousness is being raised right now within our community. Do you not think that they don't know that? Do you not think they don't see what we see? All right, foundational Black Americans, we are on the move. Everything that we are doing is raising the consciousness of our people. Do you not think that they are not going to go into overdrive to try their best to get in the way of what we have going on? Right? So this brings up the perfect time, right? I'm leading y'all in perfectly, but you know what? I want you guys to hear that one more time, okay? Just so that we can stay locked in, okay? Listen.
I told you a little while ago, these leaders that they call leaders, this included Lena Horne. This included Dick Gregory, and this included comedians, comics, trumpet players, baseball players. Show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader. Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader. These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns that have been set up over the white community and over the black community by the white community and have been made celebrities and usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear.
All right. This is facts, man. Salute, Sydney. The machine is shifting gears 100%. And it's my duty to make sure that we keep you guys locked in. Keep your eyes on the prize, foundational Black Americans. We don't have time to be getting caught up in all these secular conversations with people who are used to just debunk, and try their best to slow down the movement that we are having right now, okay? Forward movement can't be stopped. We are past the point of no return here. And the fact of the matter is there are so many people who are being used to what? Distract and take away from what we doing. All right? So that brings up the perfect time to talk about this fool. Okay? One of the main ones who have been out here talking crazy, who have been using every single moment of their platform to not only talk down on an entire lineage of people, but at the same time, expecting us to listen to him, expecting us to support him, expecting us to support his rhetoric. How can you do this? How can you mock and talk down on an entire lineage of people? Meanwhile, you want us to do what you want to do, right? We're supposed to help you out, but then at the same time, you have no understanding of what we trying to do over here. How is that possible? Well, let's talk about it, okay? Because it's important to make sure that we let people speak in their own words, all right? So let's let him speak in his own words about what he feels about what's going on, all right? Let's listen to him.
I want MAGA to be completely decimated in November. I want them to lose the House. I want them to lose the Senate. And all you punk asses out there, let me be real clear. Especially some of you loud ass folk who proclaim to be FBA, all man, he or she, buck dancing for the Democrats. All y'all can go f yourselves.
That's his words, not mine. That's his words, not mine. Those are his words, not mine. Okay? We as foundational Black Americans, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, bro. There's a lot of content creators out there who do whatever they do. That's fine. But over here, I have never disrespected anybody behind our lineage. What's the point? There is no point to do that. But every single time I hear these people talk about our lineage, it's always disrespect. It's always vitriol. It's always a very aggressive stance. It's never, hey, you know what? I see where they're coming from. You know what? Maybe I need to do a little bit more research. Maybe I need to talk to some of these brothers. Maybe I need to actually lock in with that community. No, it's always negativity. It's always something to talk down on us. And I just don't understand it, bro. I understand, like, maybe you guys get clicks from people who enjoy that type of content, but I'm going to be real with you, man. This is so counterproductive to what we trying to do over here. And it's hilarious because he really thinks that talking like this is going to get him help from us. Listen to this again, just so you guys can really be clear about what he said. Not me. These are his words.
I want MAGA to be completely decimated in November. I want them to lose the House. I want them to lose the Senate. And all you punk asses out there, let me be real clear, especially some of you loud ass folk who proclaim to be FBA, all man, he or she, buck dancing for the Democrats. All y'all can go f yourselves. Because let me be real clear. I know what these people are trying to do.
Now listen, this is in his own words. Hey, appreciate you, Sydney, for donating to the channel, man. I really do. He gets a check for telling us to shut up and dribble. Facts. And that's the point. That's why it upsets me so much, bro. Because like I mentioned, man, and I'm gonna always say this, bro, I have never used my platform to ever talk down on any other group. Okay? It's crazy because we have literally gone out of our way for generations to always be respectful, always move with class, always move with dignity, okay? I was raised in a family of this. So when I hear people disrespecting us and they do not even know, have not had any real conversations of substance with anyone from this community, how can you go out here and talk so reckless and then expect us to help, expect us to do what you want us to do when you're talking like this, bro? It's insane, man. V Salute, he says, crazy. Can't do that in another country. Facts, man. They could never do that anywhere else. Only in America do we have people who look like us disrespecting us because we are choosing to actually stand on business, to actually ask for tangibles, to actually want something better than what we have been getting in the past. This is the only country where you can do this, where you can disrespect over 49 million people. Okay, foundational Black American lineage is over 49 million. And for you guys to go out here and allow this type of disrespect, bro, I'm really getting to the point where I cannot stop taking it, bro. And I'm about to start coming for heads because it just doesn't make sense to me why you guys are going out of your way to disrespect us. Meanwhile, all foundational Black Americans are doing are asking for tangibles. Okay, anti-Black hate crime bill, reparations in cash payment and land grants. And like I always bring in, we need the foundational structure and investment from this country who gives it to everybody else to help us sustain our own small business structure so that we can invest in our own community. All right, because you guys do that to all these other groups. Every other group can come from overseas and start a business, have a storefront right out the gate. But foundational Black Americans don't get that same funding. Foundational Black Americans don't get that same love. What are we talking about, man? And it really upsets me, y'all, because this is stuff that is tangible, stuff that really means something to our community and will help us grow and continue to grow. And at every turn, we got fools out here who be buck dancing like Roland Martin, who ain't never contributed nothing to our community. You have been on this space making money, getting money in your pocket. And what have you done, Roland Martin? What have you done for our community? And we tired of it, Roland. We're tired of it. We're tired of everybody else who we invest in never giving nothing back. Okay, it's enough. We're tired of it, bro. All right. Salute Nori, thank you. He doesn't understand that he's further alienating himself from the grassroots and the heart of the people. 100%. 100%. And that was the point I'm making. The more that you guys do this, the more that you guys come out here and spread this type of rhetoric, the more that we will push back against you and put you on the Summer Dram screen so that you can be held accountable for the words that you are using. Okay, let me go ahead and continue to let you guys listen to him speak for himself. Okay, I'm gonna let this play.
I want MAGA to be completely decimated in November. I want them to lose the House. I want them to lose the Senate. And all you punk asses out there, let me be real clear, especially some of you loud ass folk who proclaim to be FBA, all man, he or she, buck dancing for the Democrats. All y'all can go f yourselves.
Okay.
Because let me be real clear.
Okay.
I know what these people are trying to do. And you damn right. I want them to lose the Senate race in Michigan. We're going to play my interview with one of the candidates. I want them to lose in Alaska. I want them to lose in Maine. I want them to lose in Georgia.
With no tangibles, y'all. With no tangibles, no plan for what is going to be beneficial for Black Americans, no plan for what is going to help our community, no plan for what's going to clean up our community. And we're supposed to just sit back here and just let him haul off and talk crazy. Meanwhile, he is not mentioning anything that's going to help our community other than vote Democratic. Bro, what? Bro, you guys have had so much time and so much money invested into your platforms and into you personally, and you guys have done nothing. Okay? And we can go off of so many examples of this. All right? Salute to V. He says they want us to do all that and carry every melanated person on earth. If we don't carry everyone and fight, we are wrong. 100%. And guess what that also does? That also creates exhaustion. We tired, man. We tired of carrying everybody else's jock straps, bro, and getting the bad end of the stick every single time, dog. We are tired of that. We're tired of it. We are tired, bro. And until we get tangibles, until we get something that we can actually benefit from, we will continue to sit on the couch. We will continue to stay out of the mess that's going on right now. We will continue to stay at home when y'all have your little No Kings protest on the weekend. When are y'all going to actually do something for real? And this is also my point. Americans, they ain't mad enough, y'all. They not mad enough, bro. Y'all not mad enough, bro. It's just some weekend stuff to y'all. It's just some, oh yeah, you know, we'll do it when we are off work. We'll go. No, man. In order for this system to change, we have to do it in a certain way that's going to change everything. Everybody got to call off work. Everybody got to say we done with this. Everybody got to completely check out. The system has to crash. Okay, before any of that happens. But like I told y'all, I'm a little bit more radical. I'm not just these regular dudes who just want to, you know, talk about all this other stuff. No, we got to completely dismantle all of it. All of it. It's never worked. It has never worked for us, bro. And until it does, and until we are actually in the plans, it's over. I don't want anything to do with it. I'm tired. I'm good, bro. I don't want to participate. Okay. And I think that's why so many of us feel the way that we feel. Straight up, man. Salute to Nori. Notice he talks with the Democratic Party, not about it. It's giving we sick, boss, 100%. And that's why I made sure to play that video right before I brought up Roly Poly, because it's very important to understand the ideology and the vibes, okay, that Malcolm X was tapped into when he looked at these shills, when he looked at these celebrities who never did nothing for the community, when he looked at these athletes who did nothing for the community, okay? It's all a freaking distraction, all of it. All of it, every single piece is all a distraction. And it makes me so upset when I see content creators who have these platforms, huge platforms, and all they talking about is the same BS that's going on in the black community. Oh man, did you hear Gucci Mane? He's snitching. Gucci Mane snitching is a top topic for us right now. This is what we're talking about, bro. We're really having conversations about Gucci Mane and Pooh Shiesty. Bro, we are so cooked if these are the type of... Listen, man. The algorithm pushes this stuff to the top, okay? And then all these content creators just follow the views. Oh, I could get a bunch of views if I talk about this, so we just gonna talk about it. There is no more passion when it comes to this game no more, y'all. There is no more passion. People are here to just get views, and they will chase any subject that will get them the views fastest, okay? There is no more passion in creating anymore. There is no passion in doing research to bring topics to your fan base and your community to help bring and elevate the consciousness. There is no more of that, dog. It's all just about how we can get views and what's the trending topic. And I'm so tired of it, man. It really be having me not want to do content, man. I'm gonna be real with you guys. Like, I'm too real of a person sometimes because I don't really like partaking in circular conversations. I'm a doer. I'm not just a talker. All right. So when people get on here and they just talking, they not really, doing nothing, just chasing every trending topic, bro. It's so lame to me, dog. And it's so corny, bro. Because we actually have real things going on and we have real people with real platforms saying stuff like this. All right, let's listen to him again, because like I said, he will speak for himself, y'all. Let's hear it again.
I want MAGA to be completely decimated in November. I want them to lose the House. I want them to lose the Senate.
Bro.
And all you punk asses out there, let me be real clear, especially some of you loud ass folk who proclaim to be FBA, all man, he or shield, buck dancing for the Democrats. All y'all can go f yourselves. Because let me be real clear. I know what these people are trying to do. And you damn right. I want them to lose the Senate race in Michigan. We're going to play my interview with one of the candidates. I want them to lose in Alaska. I want them to lose in Maine. I want them to lose in Georgia. I want them to lose in North Carolina. I want them to lose in Texas. I want them to lose in Florida. I don't care, because what these people are doing They want to destroy any and everything in Black America.
What a loser.
Again, all y'all FBA, B1, ADOS folks, it don't matter. There is not a single Black attorney who is representing a family who has been the victim of police violence, who has any faith that this Department of Justice will intercede and prosecute them on civil rights violations. So all y'all punk asses out there who claim y'all so pro-Black, let me say it again. This DOJ don't give a damn. Donald Trump has said 100% immunity for any cop. So.
All right, now listen to this part. It's hilarious how all of a sudden now we're in the worst time that we've ever been in. Not civil rights, not the slave trade, not every single day that we've been going through. Hold up, I got a list. I had a list because I just wanted to make sure that I'm on code today because I'm going to cook this dude 100%, okay? He never mentioned black codes. He never mentioned convict leasing. He never mentioned Jim Crow. He never mentioned redlining, sundown towns, COINTELPRO, assassinations of our Black American leaders, the crack epidemic, the mass incarceration, school segregation, destruction of 60 plus Black towns, the GI Bill exclusion, FHA, loan denials, police lynchings, media demonization of foundational Black Americans, and land theft from Black Americans. Never did he mention any of this. But all of a sudden, now because Donald Trump is the president, oh yeah, now this is the worst it's ever been. Really? Are y'all really still going for this play? The bait and switch, y'all better be scared now. You know the white man, he gonna come for you. We done with them conversations, man, if you're not gonna mention anything that I just mentioned right now. We are done with those conversations. We're not gonna talk about the system of the entire hundreds of years, 400 years that we have gone through as foundational Black Americans. You never gonna talk about that. But now all of a sudden, the DOJ, we ain't got no black lawyers, black lawyers. Bro, if he actually cared about tangibles for what foundational Black Americans are talking about, he would understand that we are talking specifically about the tangibles for what? An anti-Black hate crime bill. But he don't care to dig deep into what we talking about over here. He doesn't care to do his own research and speak to actually the people who are in the grassroots. He could care less about that. He could care less about even telling the truth. Let's keep it a buck. He could care less about even telling the truth. And that's why it really, really upsets me, man, because when he does these things, when he makes these statements, they're all just surface level. It's all surface level. It has nothing to do with what we are actually talking about as foundational Black Americans in this space. Because if that was true, he would understand that we are pushing for tangibles. That's what we want, bro. What do you mean that there's Black lawyers who aren't going to be able to do what they're supposed to? Okay, to your point, if that's the case, why have they not done anything since then, up to this point? How many Black lawyers and people that we've had on these huge levels, okay? What have they done for our community? What bills have been passed to save us and to protect us? None, zero tangibles for foundational Black Americans. Yet we're supposed to put faith in the people who have never done anything for us and have a history of not doing anything for us. What are we talking about, bro? And like I said, that's why these circular conversations with dudes like Roly Poly, it just don't make sense, man. What is Black America to him? He is not. That's facts. He's not. And he could care less. All he cares about is getting paid and being able to use his platform to manipulate and to distract from what we really got going on over here as foundational Black Americans and what we're doing with the delineation movement and how much it has impacted everything that's happening right now in our society. Okay? Delineation is worldwide. It's not just here in America. Okay? Us delineating has really shaken up the entire world because we are the heartbeat. We are the foundation of everything that happens in America. Don't ever get this twisted and ever downplay yourself and your importance to what happens right here on social media, what happens right here in our everyday life, what happens right here in everything that we see. It's not just, oh, okay, we're just going to go about this and, we'll just, no, man. We've been talking about this for a minute. We've been pressing the line for tangibles. We are done having these circular conversations that go nowhere. We are done putting our faith in a party, whether it be Republican or Democrat. We're done. If you are not mentioning or putting in the plans for foundational Black Americans, we don't want any parts, bro. We're good. We're good. We'll thug it out because we're used to surviving. We're used to things being the worst. We're used to being the ones who everybody blames. So whatever, bro, like whatever, dog, whatever you think, whatever you have to say, that's fine, man. But we don't want no parts in it no more. We're good, family. And we're raising our consciousness within that, right? Our consciousness is growing. We're building with one another. We're expressing our own frustrations and what we see to each other. And we're doing it as well. We're taking notes and we're saying, oh, yeah, bro, I went through that, too. I can see how that's happening. I understand that. Yeah, bro, I get you, family. And that's how we're building. And they don't want that. OK, they still want us to be docile. They still want us to be controllable. They still want to be able to talk down on us. And then we do exactly what they tell us. That's what they want. But times have changed, man. And I mean this. I think everybody feels the shift. Everybody. OK, it's not just us. OK, everybody feels the shift. The energy has changed. And I'm more than grateful for this. This time that we're in, I am so grateful for it because it has literally changed everything. Nothing will be the same after this. And that's the point. Like I said, everything has to break down. No more can we go back and forth with people ever again. I'm done, dog. There's no point. I have hanged up my hat with faith and understanding that, hey, man, things will never be the same. America will never be what we thought it would be, because I'm going to be real with you. For foundational Black Americans, we've always had to live in reality, even though we hoped for the best. We hoped that everybody will understand what we was going through. We hoped that everybody would actually do what they said they were going to do. We hoped that everybody would align with us and that we could all come together and work together in harmony. We hoped for that, but it wasn't true. It was all a lie. And everybody now has to wake up to that reality. Meanwhile, foundational Black Americans, we're building. We're not just going to sit around and sit in this, oh, doom and gloom. No, man, I'm building a platform. I'm out here trying to get money. I'm out here trying to figure out how I'm going to get more money. I'm going to build my business, how I'm going to scale my business to become the best version of myself, to be able to be available to all of you. Okay, because that's what this is about. We are building ourselves up so that we can be available to one another, so that we can insulate ourselves from everybody else, man. I don't care. Like I said, I don't care about anybody else anymore, dog. All I care about is my people. What does that look like? Well, that looks like us working together, using our platforms, and making sure that we debunk any of the BS that all of these other people who have been handpicked to distract and try to slow up the movement that we already have. You cannot stop an avalanche when it's coming down the mountain, okay? We are coming down the mountain with many of forces behind us, okay? The ancestors are watching. The ancestors are blessing us. The ancestors are paving the way for us to be able to take our rightful place. So whatever y'all have to say, I do not care, because it's already been written. All right. So let's get back to this video that I talked about, and then we're going to get into the distractions that are being used. So let's hear this. Let me hit the play button on y'all.
I just told you a little while ago, these leaders that they call leaders, this included Lena Horne, this included Dick Gregory, and this included comedians, comics, trumpet players, baseball players. Show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader. Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader. These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns that have been set up over the white community and over the black community by the white community, and have been made celebrities and usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear.
Okay, so let's talk about it. Okay, let's talk about it. All right, let's talk about the distractions that are being used right now. One of the big ones is this brother right here, Gucci Mane. All right, everybody has something to say. Everybody's talking about it. This is the #1 trending topic in Black American content right now. People cannot get enough of the witch hunt that is this story about him and Pooh Shiesty. Him and Pooh Shiesty were in a contract dispute. Pooh Shiesty wanted to get out of the contract. Gucci Mane obviously has a lawyer, a whole team, and they do business how it should be done, which is the American way. You sign a contract, you're obligated to fulfill the contract until we can reconnect. You talk to your lawyers, I'll talk to mine, and then we can figure out how we can, make this work. Obviously, Mr. Shiesty did not want it to work, so he did what he did, allegedly. Okay, allegedly, right? This is what they talking about, allegedly, right? Everybody's talking about it. And I just found it so interesting how all this comes out literally right after the reparations conversation was heating up. Wasn't it hot? It was literally, I'm not gonna lie, this is the most I've ever seen anybody in this space. Multiple content creators, multiple platforms are talking about reparations. Okay, this was one of the biggest topics that everyone was talking about. Okay, all of a sudden, now we have this story that's leaked by the FBI to do what? To distract, to do what? To make people, oh no, look over here, y'all. Let's talk about rap music. Let's talk about Gucci Mane and right? So, like I mentioned earlier, we talked about how they flood the zone, right? Which is a way that they use social media and content to be able to flood all of this stuff to distract us from what's really going on, right? So let's talk about it. The government releasing numerous executive orders, social media posts, or news stories simultaneously to overwhelm the public's ability to process the information and exhaust media scrutiny. Okay, this is a tactic that is used by the government to flood social media with things to distract us from what the real conversation was. And like I said, it's very interesting, the timing. The timing is very interesting to me, where at one point, everybody's talking about, hey, man, reparations, who gets reparations, who's entitled to reparations. You got people from different groups saying that their group is entitled to it, other groups are entitled to it, and then obviously Foundational Black Americans, we standing on business and making sure that we hold the line for who is actually entitled to reparations. I find it hilarious that all of a sudden now everybody's talking about Pooh Shiesty. Everybody's talking about this guy. All of a sudden, when literally the hottest conversation at the moment is reparations and who is deserving and who is actually entitled to reparations. Who qualifies, right? That was a conversation. Now, who qualifies? Who's the ones who's actually going to be able to receive reparations? How would it be set up? What is Ghana have to do with this? All of these things are happening all at once. And I saw how quickly that conversation shifted away from what was actually supposed to be happening to some Negro BS. Okay? Negro BS. And it's playing right in front of our face, bro. And that's why I said, do you see what I see? Do you see these tactics that they're using? Do you see the distractions that are happening right now Do you see it? Because I do. I could peep it from a mile away. I'm like, hold up. Why do we care? Like, why do we care? Like, straight up, I didn't watch anything about it. Straight up, man. Me too, bro. I try my best to stay out of that space. You feel me? But I found it to be very particularly important to the story and how we're building this, right? How we're bringing this out, how this matters to what my thumbnail is speaking to, right? We see the real people on the first side, right? Benjamin Netanyahu, Donald Trump, they're talking about annihilating an entire country. Then all of a sudden, now everybody's talking about Pooh Shiesty and Gucci Mane. What? Now, and what? Now we talking about Kanye? What? Bro, I'm sorry, y'all. I mean this, like, it's just certain stuff that I see, and I'm like, do y'all see that too? Do you see what I see? Do you see how they're using these conversations to prop up, right? Because everybody talking about Kanye right now. Everybody talking about Kanye, oh, how he beat the system, how he can't be canceled, all this other stuff. Can't be canceled for what? Can't be canceled to be a slave, to be entitled to have a contract that he is entitled to fulfill? What are we talking about, man? What is Kanye doing for the community, man? What are we doing, bro? And I mean this. I respect Kanye as a musician, but anything else, bro, we got to leave that where it is, man. Because at the end of the day, he's not doing nothing for the community, nothing tangible. Where's the tangibles, man? I've gotten so exhausted with celebrity culture, bro, especially just in the times that we're in right now, bro. I don't have no extra money to be spending with a millionaire, a billionaire at that, a billionaire. Okay. Why does it matter to me that Kanye made 33 million over the weekend? Why does it matter to me? I don't know, bro. It doesn't matter to me, man. It doesn't, bro. I don't care, dog. I don't. And that's why it's very important, like, to continue to talk about these conversations and to continue to bring these things to the forefront, because I know how people are, and I know how quickly these things change and shift on social media, bro. How quickly people are going to be attracted to the trending topic. Meanwhile, there's real things happening in the real world that we need to be standing on business about, because this is a part of how the government uses these figures, right? And these people to prop them up to distract, right? Like, for instance, this fool right here, right? Right? Let me bring this down and let's bring this up, because this got to be talked about, bro. All right. So this guy right here, right? This Flacco guy, right? Flacco is now out here basically, you know, implicating people in cases. I don't even know if I can say the word, but y'all know, unalive cases. You know, he is putting cases on people. He is antagonizing gang politics. He's playing a very dangerous game. And that's why I wanted to save him for last. We got to save him for last, because what he's doing, in my opinion, is something that is very dangerous to any content creator. And I want you guys to understand this, that there are a lot of content creators who have found a lane, and now they're using every tactic that they can to stay in the algorithm, right? At the risk of their own health, their own families, and their friends. Okay, people who I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. I'm out here in LA. I'm out here in Cali, bro. I understand gang politics very well, man. I grew up in Long Beach, and I'm from Long Beach. I have a very, very deep connection to my city and to everything surrounding it. Compton, Carson, Inglewood. I can keep going. All right, but these are real things. I'm a part of this community. So when I see people playing with gang politics, and using it to what? To distract and take away from actual real things that are going on, specifically implicating people in certain things that can get them jammed up. I'm gonna be real with you, man. This is a dangerous game, and we're reaching different levels of content creators when you have people like this who are willing to do anything for attention, who are willing to do anything for views. That money may fulfill you for a certain spot, you know, but my safety matters more to me, man. My safety matters a lot to me. I don't care about who, you know, who's, you know, this or that, whatever. I don't care, bro. That has nothing to do with me. When it comes to the politics of gang culture in California, I have so much respect for it that I don't even touch it. Okay? Because I know how many people have been affected by gang culture. I know how many people have lost their lives behind gang culture. I know friends, family, colleagues, people who I've gone to church with, okay, who have literally lost their lives behind these dangerous games that this brother is playing, man. I don't play those type of games, bro. I don't. I came from such a strong posture and lineage of people who understand street politics and know how to move. I could never allow myself to get easily brought into these type of things and conversations because I understand how dangerous it is. Okay? I understand what it means to be outside. All right? I like being able to go out and be comfortable in my spaces with my people. I don't have time to be playing with gang politics when I understand that anybody can get sniped at any moment. You could be an innocent bystander or you can be targeted. At the end of the day, these type of politics, these type of games, these type of distraction tactics and butt dancing and boot licking, I can't participate in it, family, because all it does is get you jammed up in a spot that you don't want to be in. Sure, I can only imagine how much views and AdSense and all that money that he's generating from playing these type of games. But all money ain't good money, y'all. And that's what I really wanted to bring all this home to. Do you see what I see? Do you see how much the game is changing? Do you see how much people are willing to do and put out there just to cover up and protect the real truth? Why would I ever allow anybody to do this in our face without me using my platform to make sure that I keep you guys informed and make sure that you guys are keeping your eyes focused on what's really going on out here, man? Because this type of stuff, and I mean this type of stuff, this antagonistic behavior, this disrespectful behavior, I'm telling you, man, it never ends well, bro. It never ends well. And that's why I want to make sure that, like, with my platform, I always make sure to keep a certain level of dignity and respect, not only for the people who patronize my channel, but as well for the people who support me in real life, bro. Okay? There are a lot of people who really support what I do, who have a lot of, love and respect for me. And they love what I'm doing because I'm not selling myself out. Okay, I'm not using my platform to antagonize people for views. I'm not using my platform to chase trending topics just to gain some level of a following. I don't use my platform to try, and I mean try as a word of like endearment, to try to be somebody that I'm not. Okay, this is something that you just can't play with, man. And I don't know Flacco. I don't know what he represents. I don't know who he is. All I know is that if you do stuff unwillingly, this type of stuff is on the internet forever. He will never be able to get away from these images. He will never be able to escape the things that he said because this is on wax. Regardless if it's a stream, a video, whatever. This type of stuff follows you forever. Okay? It will never go away. And he will always be asked questions about this. He will always have to look over his shoulder because somebody could have taken that as disrespect. Somebody that you don't know. All right? And like I said, do you see what I see? Is now what this term that they use is just content. Is it? Is it just content when you are literally putting your life on the line? You're putting your safety on the line. You're putting your family, your friends, people close to you. You're putting them in danger for content, bro. Do you see what I see? Is content really that important to you? Is content real or is it fake? Because if it's fake, then let me tell you guys something, okay? If it's all a simulation, why would you choose to antagonize the people who do not play on these spaces? Why would you use your platform that you've built, okay? Regardless of what you have to say, he built his platform. You built this platform just to put yourself in a position that you cannot be safe anymore, bro. I mean this, dog. I enjoy it. I enjoy making this content for y'all. I enjoy, these live streams and having fun on here because that's what this is supposed to be. It's supposed to be for fun, man. Obviously, sure, some people can make money off this, whatever. That's fine. But this is fun to me, bro. I don't understand why people risk their lives for this. People risk their reputation for this. People can never go back to a normal life after this. Nah, bro, it ain't that serious to me, man. It's not. Because the serious things that I'm doing in real life, you can see them on my channel, okay? I'm out here helping the community. I'm out here doing my part. Would I ever go against that just for this? No, man. And I love this. I have so much fun with it. I love editing videos. I love making the production value. I love doing research and studying. But that's always been who I am. Okay? That's always been who I am. I've always been a creative person. I've always been a thinker. I've always been a researcher, a historian, okay? A musician. That's who I am. But when it comes to all this other stuff, bro, nah, man, I'm good, bro. And I just want you guys to understand that all this comes at a risk, right? Everything that comes at a risk, right? There are people, and I'll keep this quiet as kept, but there are people who I know for a fact are subscribed to my channel who know these type of people, who are a part of that type of side of things, okay? So I know that they might be watching. And let me tell you something on that, okay? The fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, we don't do that over here. We don't play with gang politics. We don't play with real people. We don't play like I can't go outside. I want to be able to go outside and do what I have to do. Be able to build my business, be able to build with people, be able to build with y'all in real life one day. Yes, 100%. But what I'm not going to do is play in people's face using distraction tactics like this to antagonize and to be able to build a visceral response that you may not be ready for, family. So listen, I want to make it clear that with this Do You See What I See series, this is a part of it. We're going to be bringing forward the conspiracy theories, the deep thoughts. I'm just going to be bringing you guys, breadcrumbs. And then we're going to bring them all together right here on these streams and on these videos. I'm going to bring the puzzle pieces and we're going to put it all together because, like I said, there is a real direct threat to the grassroots black media that is being created right here on these social media channels, whether it be YouTube, whether it be Instagram, whether it be TikTok, X, all of these platforms. There is a real consciousness that is being raised right now within the foundational Black American community. And so for us, my job is to continue to stay locked in with y'all and to make sure that we continue to raise our consciousness so that we do not get caught up in the distraction tactics, that we do not get caught up in the BS that they're trying to feed us every single day. Okay? We already know that the algorithm is biased. We already know that the algorithm would rather push chaos and distractions. Okay? Chaos, distractions, pure destruction. They'd rather push that than positivity, raising our consciousness, us actually building with one another, speaking about the tangibles and the history of our people. That type of stuff will never reach the levels that the destruction and the distractions will. And that's okay with me, man, because I'm here for the long run, okay? I'm going to be here for a minute. You know, as long as I keep enjoying this, I'm going to do this. And when I stop enjoying it, I'm going to be gone because that's just who I am. I don't stick around longer than needs to be. I'm here and then I'm out. I'm on to other things, okay? So this platform that we built, that y'all built with me, we did it together. And I'm going to make sure that I keep the integrity. I'm going to make sure that I bring you guys quality content, that I bring you guys something that can actually be shared, something that can actually be, hey, yo, I'm proud of this brother doing his thing. I'm going to make sure I hold that up on my end. All right. All I ask from y'all is to make sure that you like the videos, that you subscribe to the channel. Okay. And if you feel the urge, if you love what we doing, if you want to donate to the channel, please, because you already know where that's going. That's going right back to the people. Okay. So make sure, that's all I ask, man, is that you like the videos, that you subscribe to the channel, man. All of that is free. All right. I'm not one of them content creators who be on here asking for donations every 2 seconds or all this other stuff. Like, nah, man, I'm good over here, man. Obviously. But the goal is to continue to raise the consciousness and to continue to show you guys a different way. Okay. To show you guys what it really looks like when you use your content to grow into something great, man. That's what we're doing over here. Everything else is momentary, bro. I could care less. But make sure, like I said, make sure you guys continue to subscribe. Make sure you guys stay locked in, man, because this series, Do You See What I See? I'm going to be doing this maybe once or twice a week. I want to say just once a week because it's going to be a little bit more conspiratorial, a little bit more deep dives, a little bit more when it comes to going deeper than just me. Like I usually bring you guys the history, and I'll bring you guys a little bit of facts, a little bit of reactions. This is going to be where I can get really deep with y'all, where I can really bring you guys, like I said, the puzzle pieces, and we can put them all together right here on live stream. Okay. Like that's the goal of what this series will become. Okay. Because I already know I got something with this where do you see what I see? It's not just a game to me. This is something where we can literally build. You guys can get at me in the chat. Hey, yo, B, have you seen this? Have you seen that? And we can just bring those puzzle pieces all together. All right. So make sure, like I said, make sure you guys stay locked in. Make sure you're liking the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hype the videos if you see them, because that's what we need for our channel to continue to grow. Okay. And I say our channel because it's all of us. All of us are a part of this. So I couldn't have a channel without you guys' support. Okay. So I really do appreciate everybody who has subscribed up to this point. And I really, really appreciate anybody who continues to support sharing the videos, whatever that may mean. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day got to end. Yeah. So thank you guys, man, so much. This was a great stream. I'm gonna definitely probably be back maybe tomorrow. But I'm preparing for a trip to Utah next week. So it's going to get a little different. You know what I mean? I might not be back for maybe a couple of days just because I'm going to be preparing for that. But I'm going to definitely have some vlog videos when I'm in Utah. I'm going to be, you know, out in the mountains, you know, doing what I do. But y'all make sure to stay locked in, man. Make sure you support. Make sure you guys show love, man. Hey, salute Sydney. Keep it up, family. Stay true to yourself, because as content creators, organic growth is the best kind. 100%, man. 100%. That's exactly what I'm building this channel on, is organic growth. Like, I know that I may not have those viral moments. Hey, V, man, salute, bro. Like, hey, thank you guys, man. Seriously, like any money that gets donated to this channel is a blessing to me, because at the end of the day, like, I understand we in the times that we in right now, and y'all using y'all little money to help me out is crazy, bro, because I understand, bro. We in different times. So when y'all show love, man, hey, V, bro, I appreciate you, family. You've been down since the beginning, V, since the beginning. And so I really do appreciate that, man, because it's necessary that we support one another, man, for real. And like you said, Sydney made it clear, the best growth is organic. And I cannot say enough how appreciative I am for you guys, and even taking time to watch these streams and spend time with me, and with my crazy, I'll be having my crazy conspiracy theories, and I'll be going off sometimes, and y'all be here with me, man. So it really does mean so much to me, and I'm so grateful for that, man. So thank you guys so much, man, and continue, like I said, continue to support not only my channel, but other channels who are doing great work out there, man, because it's a lot of us, and it's too many to name sometimes, but I really am appreciative to you guys, and thank you all so much. Obviously, my name is Brandon B. I represent Elite Media, man, and I'm out. Peace.